Hello and welcome to our coverage of the Dialog Rugby League 2015-16. We've seen the first season, first weekend rather, kick off already, and we've already had some great games, some big wins for some teams, putting themselves out there and putting their hands up for the title. Sabir, first match, of course, that we have at Valisara, Navy versus Air Force, a big win for Navy, 36 points to 8. They've lost a few players, but not really lost too much quality.
And also, quality-wise, they're losing the captain who meant to, Sajid Sarang, it was who meant to captain, but he still has some release from the Navy to join the Park Club. But youngsters, there are 11 youngsters who's in the under-20 squad are making an impression for the Navy Sports Club, but they're still in the bench and some are in the squad. But of course, Omalka Gunaratna, congratulations to him. He's named as the under-20 Tuskers captain, and he started the game and he played a tremendous game for the Sailors.
Yeah, so he's combining with two experienced guys, Danushka Pereira Gertha on one flank and Yoshida Radhapaksa, former national captain, on the other flank. So that's a good blend in the third row as well.
That's what Nilfa Ibrahim also said during the preview, Shanaka. They don't want to put all the juniors at once. They need to get in touch with the seniors and make a gel together as a team. So it went really well, but the halftime score is only 17-8, not much different. But since the second half, Navy in command, especially Satya Ranathu was scoring 2 tries, and one for Yoshita Rajapaksa and one for Kosala Tisera and Supun Piris, one each.
So good experience to have with guys like Kosala at outside centre as well. They've got the experience that they need. If they've got the conditioning right, they could be a team that looks to play for the title.
Absolutely, yes. And moving on to the other game that we had on Friday, that's under lights, of course, at Havelock Park. Havelock versus Police, rather. It was expected as a match of the week, but Police didn't really play up to their expectations, Shanaka.
Yeah, lots of big names in this Police team. We have guys like Riza Mubarak at the back coming over from Navy, guys like Sharo Fernando, Bilal Hassan, all these big names in this Police side expected to do a lot this season, but it's the first game, Sabir, and a lot of these guys have not played together for a long time perhaps as well. So they may take a little bit of time to gel, but look for Police to make a few upsets later on. But I'm surprised actually that at the margin of victory, I thought they will get a lot closer to the Havelocks.
Absolutely. Police, of course, dominated the first 10 minutes and especially they have also 2 good kicking options, Shanaka. Riza Mubarak, of course, Sri Lankan number 10, and Sharif starting as number 10. Riza, of course, full back. So they had 2 options into kick into deep, but they did really well. They put Rehan Tyagaraja under tremendous pressure. He fumbled 3 high balls as he knocked on. So they're with a clear game plan, but what a comeback by Havelock's forward, Shanaka. Dushmant Priyadarshana, firstly, they took the counter. It's not only Havi's forwards can do it, they took the challenge and they were dominant in the after probably 20th minute of the game. Yeah,
I've been actually talking about Dushmant Priyadarshana for a while now. Ever since late last season, he's been one of the chief ball carriers for this Havelocks team, and he's showing that he's got the skills as well. And if you look at even the All Blacks, Sabir, the reason that they were so much better than the other teams is that tight 5 can handle the ball. We'll look at Candy coming up later in the roundup as well. Those tight 5 are handling the ball really well also. So that's going to be the difference, and it's the Havelocks forwards that really got them into this game and shed that daylight between Police and the rest of them. But maybe a few positional shifts as well. I'm not sure Hiranta Pereira is a number 12 by profession. I think maybe Samantha Lakshan to 12 and Hiranta to 10 might be something that Coach Laga wants to look at.
Absolutely, without doubt. It didn't work, the centre combination didn't work really at all. We were talking about Dushmanta Priyadarshana, we were talking about All Blacks forwards mobility. Dan Coles, of course, scored one of the tries. But take a look at this try of the week. It was the try scorer was Sudarshan Muthuramji, but 90% of work rate by Dushmanta Priyadarshana. Watch this.
Outstanding work, really outstanding work, and that is our try of the week here on the first roundup of the 2015-16 season. Then we moved to Longdon Place on Saturday, and that was a match between CRNFC and Army. Army expected to give them a bit of a tough time. They haven't got foreign players, but they've got foreign coaches. So I think Army expected to come up with a few more goods this year than perhaps last year. But Sia, after a slow start, Sabir managed to get the quality off the bench in the second half, and then they ran away with it.
Absolutely. First half, it was a win for the soldiers, and they were leading 10 points to 6. It was unexpected. The defense was strong. They were not releasing the players to pass their 50-meter mark, and also on the other hand, Sia were playing within their 40-meter mark. They didn't try to kick the territorial kick and play inside the opposite half. They never wanted it. They were playing 10 to 12 faces inside their 40-meter mark. And also Shanaka, Rochan Hetiarachi and Kavindu Pereira, they got the first touch into the ball when just 5 minutes before the half time. And we saw in the second half when Rochan get how much impact he added to provide those 3 tries from the winger.
Yeah, he did really well, beat his man every single time, and I think that's why we picked him as our man of the match in that game. But looking at the game plan, I think they wanted to play tight in the first half, maybe tire Army out because the new Army will be a fit team. But the issue was that Nalin Kumara was not getting that game plan execution right. When they moved Ashan De Costa into the fly half position, that's when things changed. Kavindu De Costa also didn't have a great game at scrum half. He's coming over from Havelocks. Rahul De Silva has moved to Havelocks, so there's been a switch there. But I think Sia have lost a very good player in Rahul, and they would have needed someone like him around this time as well. But Tharindra Ratpat also discipline issues coming up, so he hasn't started. And I think the Sia team will be a little bit more settled when he starts the game. But hats off to Coach Inti Marika for making a big call. You may be my best player, but if you're not coming for training, I'm not going to pick you.
And also hats off to Ishan Noor. In the second half, he led the team well. He really marshaled the troops well. And also Army skipper
Ashoka
Jayalan, the experienced skipper, he was outstanding. I saw Shanak also commenting. During the commentary, he was praising the 4 long-range passes and the defense. He was outstanding in the first half. Also managed to play the 80 minutes. That is something...
Yeah, he did, Sabir, but then... At about the 50-minute mark, you could see his intensity drop as well. And when his intensity dropped, the rest of the soldiers also fell off him. He's a real talisman for that team. So that's something they need to look at to help him to play more than 60, 70 minutes and look for other leaders around that park as well. But as you said, Ishan Noor, controlling the restarts, that was what was important for Sia. They were really controlling the restarts, were running that ball back, and Mekalanka Prabodha with 2 tries as well. Really quick guy. And if you can get the ball over the defense for him to chase, that's got to be Sia's tactic.
Absolutely. And also one more thing, looking at the bench strength, as you said, Shanaka, Sia had some class on the bench strength. Of course, Tariq Saleh coming in, and Sasank Arya didn't start. He was outstanding as a number 7 last year. And they had more numbers and more names, so that made the difference at the end of the day. Yeah,
Dylan So is also coming off the bench to score a try. So a good win in the end, a good home win for Sia. They would need that one under their belt because they started off poorly. The first kick itself went full out into touch. They needed to come back and make sure this game was won. So 20-point win, 35 points to 15 against a good Army side who tried hard for the first 80 minutes of their season. And then we go up to Nithavala, Sabir, where it was business as usual really for CHNFC. You've got to feel sorry for these guys getting an 80 points to 3 thrashing once again.
Yeah, it's quite disappointing, 100 years old club, still they have issues with the management system and professionalism, or semi-professional players are not getting pins after all, but it's still credits to CHNFC to coming as a team. We hope they will play the second round as well, Shanaka. But at the beginning of this match, even at the commentary, Nihal Waipo was excited. Whether are we seeing the Japanese team playing against, because the white and blue, red stripes almost look like Japan, because they were dominating the first 5 minutes. And they were playing like fast rugby, but after all, Candy is too much class and experience. They just scored only 3 points, and from then onwards, from the 6th minute onwards, Candy dominated the game.
Yeah, I think that's what the difference is between good sides and almost sides, Sabir, that you've got to play 80 minutes. And that's what happened to Army as well. They played a good 40 or 45 minutes and couldn't hang on for the rest of the game. CH played a good first 5 minutes, but 75 minutes later, you concede 80 points. So once again, Gaia Meeraratna with 2 tries, Heshan Kalhara with 2 tries. Good to see Heshan Kalhara getting a little bit more mobility. He's obviously worked really hard in the off-season. Damit Disanayaka showing good pace for his try. Fazil again, Nigel, Roshan Veeraratna, Lavanga Pereira with 2 tries, Tirina Vijayasinghe, Gayan Ratnayaka and Kishore Jahan also showing a good pair of heels. So the front row forwards all getting in on the action.
Yeah, it was interesting to see how Kishore Jahan running those meters. It was pleasing to watch a pro forward running, and also kicking is a worry, Shanaka. Now out of 14 kicks, look at the conversion, only made 5 conversion. Now when Candy play with the bigger teams like Havelocks or Sia, that will be an issue too.
I absolutely agree, and it's been an Achilles heel for them for quite a while now. Fazil Marija is not a kicking fly half, that much we all know. but we got to take someone like Nigel Ratwath, Roshan Veeraratne. Jamaldeen may not play if Fazil is starting, so you've got to look at your options there. Maybe just train someone purely for place kicking. I think Nigel Ratwath can do the job if he's given it, but he's just got to train more at the off season.
And also we have a few more tries coming from Kandy. Check this out, as you can see on your screen.
It's good ball movement from Kandy Sabir. It looks very much like all of them are very well drilled. So Sean Vijay Singh are taking over in the coaching role. He's a guy with lots of experience. He's gone abroad. He's a student of the game, and I think he will bring a new, fresh outlook. He knows these players inside out as well. So it's nice to see what he's done with players like Heshan Kalhara, etc., and bringing them into the game, because they were just big boys earlier. Now they're big boys who can play.
Watch more highlights. Log on to www.ThePapare.com and visit our hub. You can watch the Kandy and Sia and Army highlights as well. Week 2, Shanaka, predictions?
Yeah, looks an interesting week once again. Navy versus Army at Valisara. So Army always will go into that game trying to get a win for themselves. They'll be a little bit more confident now without the likes of Setafano Takao that they have to defend. They will go in there with an improved game plan. I think the foreign coaches would have seen what they're up against and maybe made a few tweaks as well. Sia versus Havis, that's going to be our match of the week. Of course, it's for the Michael Mathis trophy. It's going to be a big game for CRN FC. They've come up with a big win, but Havelocks will still be the favourites. And then you've got Kandy versus Air Force. Should be an easy walk in the Kandy Park for the Kandy boys. And CH versus Police also should probably be a pretty easy win for the Police team.
Yes, the venue is not decided. We'll be update you as soon as it's confirmed. So that's all the breakdown segment from us, ThePapare.com. And I'm Sabir Kader signing off along with...
My name is Shanaka. We'll see you at the next breakdown.